Hello and welcome back to EPIC44 with Intel, sponsored by Asus, ROG and Overclockers. I am Quix, I'll be your play-by-play caster for today, and I'm joined, as always, by Mads Bear, your colour caster for today. How you doing?
Not bad. Glad to be back.
Yeah?
A little bit weird, it's been quite a while, but I'm excited.
Yeah?
Some good games coming up.
Yeah, me too. Epic is always a really great time, and like we said, we are here with our VALORANT tournament, as always, which is sponsored by Asus Republic of Gamers, which, I mean, that's just great news, you know. But tell us a little bit about what teams we're going to be seeing today.
Okay, so we've got the expansion pack.
Yeah.
Most of the players, well, I say most of them, pretty much all of them, have been at Epic for the last couple of Epics, doing well. We've got Gogs on the team, a recognizable name. Plays for Arcadia Esports currently, but has played on multiple different teams.
Yeah.
And we have Olly Ringshalls BMX Club. Now, most of the players, they've played here and there. I think 3 or 4 of them have actually played at last Epic as well, but a lot of them have CS experience.
Yeah, very true.
So it's going to be interesting to see how these mechanics, transfer over.
Yeah, definitely, because the game sense might be lacking a little bit, but they are very similar games, but I feel like CS is a lot more mechanically intense, so maybe they'll be able to, just pull out the mechanics and just win plays based off of that. But as you can see on screen, we do have
vetoes.
Our vetoes. And Epic Land tradition, I've been put on Lotus for my first cast.
You love it.
I can't get enough of Lotus.
Welcome back. We do love to see it. We have been seeing a lot more 3-sided maps as well.
Yeah.
It's one of those maps where I think it's been out for a decent while. I mean, obviously, it's just come back.
Yeah.
So it was out for a little bit, but it's been like a map for such a long time now.
Yeah.
People, not a lot of people liked it at the beginning.
No.
Including you.
Still.
As always.
Still.
But people warmed up to it, especially since we've got Taeho now.
Yeah, true.
Who's kind of switched up the game a little bit.
Oh, definitely.
And I think Lotus is one of those maps where he's very, very strong, and we're going to see him on both teams.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, we've always seen the Killjoy pick on Lotus. That's always been the go-to pick.
She's gone.
But now that Taeho's in the game, it's kind of tricky to be able to actually play Killjoy effectively.
You can't even use her ult anymore.
Can't use the ult. The second the turret is found, that's gone as well.
Yeah.
Oh, your setups on B? Not anymore.
Not anymore. And we are seeing him getting locked in and hovered from both sides here. The Yoru as well, hover, makes sense. Yoru has been one of these picks, especially since that Neon nerf a couple months ago. Yoru's kind of stepped into that light a little bit more, which you'd like to see. And the Raze pick, I like this.
Now, what you're talking about as well, the Killjoy not being viable on Lotus anymore.
Yeah.
Both teams, at least how it's looking, are opting to take the Vice instead.
It's been standard since, this update's come through. Vice has kind of been that medium between Cypher and Killjoy, and it's been working really, really well.
Yeah.
Not to mention that lack of, use of Killjoy is unplayable at this point. So you might as well go for it, and the flash works so well. Although we might be seeing a little bit different from expansion pack. We're opting for possibly 2 smokes. Again, works really, really well. We've seen it time and time again, especially with that breach. We love to see breach. It's going to happen on Lotus.
Yep.
Such a strong agent. I'm going to be interested to see how he gets used with this Yoru, the double flashes, and as well with the double smokes.
Yeah.
You can basically control any site you want.
Pretty much. Yeah. As soon as you get onto site, you're kind of just set up.
Yeah.
No one's going to be able to retake that at all. And especially with how strong Viper's pit's been as well.
Yep.
Like, even with any nerf it gets, it still remains to be one of the strongest ults.
Yeah.
Like, Viper keeps getting nerfed further and further into the ground and is still in almost
bringing
every
it back.
comp.
Yeah.
Like, no one wants to get rid of a Viper. But, I mean, the difference between the two teams is obviously that we have double control on one side compared to the other. How do you feel like, do you feel like that's the smart choice to go for the double controller?
I think so. Again, it's just down to that map control. We're seeing that Viper will already being put down on towards A, and it just creates so much space. Like, you allow it to section off, like A long, it takes you so long to be able to try and clear all of it one by one.
Yep.
If you can smoke it off and section it off, it gives you so much more of a chance to take that space.
Yeah, especially with like the new Taeho missiles as well, being able to completely clear out any cubby.
Yeah.
It just makes it so there's so much less that you have to even pay attention to. But it looks like we're going to go for a bit more of a, a default on this attacking side, but a very aggressive start on the defense. But that's kind of what we expect from the players over on expansion pack, right? They've shown they're very aggressive. A lot of a pass, and Henny might already get taken down. Some shots go back and forth, but Henny with a double kill from a classic gets taken down by Joe with a headshot. Spam's going through, Joe with a second. It's already down to a 3 versus 3. The Vice utility already finding impact.
Yeah. Even trades have gone through. It's a little bit slower now.
Grenade!
Spike's going to try and get down.
Spike planted.
There's a few little spams going between the two teams, but MCAT takes down Soldier with some precise body shots. The missiles coming through. Stokesy takes advantage, gets 2, followed up by Gogs to close out round 1 for Olly Ringshalls.
Yeah, definitely. These pistol rounds, it's anyone's game. We saw, it's mechanics. So we're expecting these teams to kind of come through on from the the CS experience. But hey, with that Viper as well, we mentioned, the space can be taken so well. And also, to be fair, we saw a lot of utility, which you don't tend to see on these pistol rounds.
Yeah, true. I mean, normally it is a lot more just like focused down to the gunfights rather than the utility, but this season seems to be util focus completely. I mean, seeing this really aggressive push from the defense again. Even C-site completely open, that might be your undoing.
Yeah.
With the 4-stack over on A-site, Soldier with the Spectre is able to take so much space. Opting to not, playing it safe. You have to respect it. The drone coming through just to try and find any information. Manages to catch out 3 players. Some spams going through. Gogs with a headshot on the missile coming through to take out Clevo. Concussion not quite connecting. Gogs gets taken down with the classic. Soldier following up with the Spectre. Gets 1, gets 2. Just looking for his last pick. Just Manny hoping to get an exit.
On my mark.
Anything at this point, will be nice.
Yeah, you're not winning this round.
No, exactly. Winning the round would be great, but at that point, you just want as many guns as you can. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. You want to try and, decrease that money for the other team, but hey, now you got your guns.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, you might, a few Guardians, a Vandal. Surely this is your round.
Yeah, I mean, as far as guns go, you are at the advantage now.
Yeah.
And it's also for the team that we were talking about with the CS players who will probably be a bit more focused on their mechanics over necessarily game knowledge and utility. Which, I mean, you can kind of tell with that, because they are the ones who haven't got double controller.
Yes.
They've gone with the comp, which is aggressive, just flash and take fights, and just try to get those picks. So this could be their round to get on the board. Missiles already coming through with another aggressive push. 3 stacked over towards A.
Poison's off.
Only some spams coming through the smokes. Back in 3 towards C.
Push as well, yeah.
The drone does get spotted and taken out. Manny has that information, trying to bait out the Vice wall. He will be successful.
That regen shield as well is so handy in these kind of rounds. The few tags coming through, but that shield instantly going back up again.
Yeah, the regen shield has changed so many.
Yeah.
Just the way that people approach sites. You're kind of okay to jump peek and take a few leg shots, maybe a body shot, because you're just going to regen that back. It's completely slowed down. It's the complete opposite of what we've seen the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, and I think expansion pack know this. They want to try and bring it down as slow as possible to kind of, make the other team a little bit more uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. You just want to try and show presence in all different places, just try to play those mind games. The Viper's wall is going to come up and block the sightline completely. After shot through into drop, but doesn't stop Joe from getting a headshot. He's looking to try find a second, but with the Spectre, the advantage should go to Soldier here. Finds 1, goes for the second, flashed. Has to retreat to back site. Bit of a dodgy smoke over towards tree there, not really going to cover much sight lines. Flash is coming through again from Henny. Gogs trying to hold down the fort, taken out with a headshot. MCAT and Stokesy following with kills of her own. Rory takes down Henny. Soldier still finding picks with his Spectre. And finds another. How is the Spectre getting so much impact with a 3K to make it 3-0 towards expansion pack?
Yeah, but I mean, we're seeing Soldier put himself in the right position at the right time, and he knows he's got the gun disadvantage, and he's trying to play it around so well, and it just works. And look at the guns. The buy is not looking great. that should have been BMX's round.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what we're talking about with the difference between a mechanical focused team and a game knowledge focused team. Is that Soldier had the disadvantage in every fight he just took, but won them all because he had the better game knowledge and knew the better positioning, even though the shots were on point from BMX.
100%. Yeah. Seeing another maybe C push. A little bit comfortable around here.
This was followed by the stun, a lot of util spam. I mean, you know you're against pistols.
Yeah.
You can kind of take your time and just pick a spot and kind of push it through, especially when Gogs goes and finds that pick onto Joe so early on. Numbers advantage and weapon advantage. But MCAT might be able to find a little bit of impact. Stokesy making the right call to back off. That could have been dangerous. Gogs does find a second onto Rory over on A site as well. Still coming through, but the one tap through the clone to take down Soldier. There's those mechanics we've been talking about. The plant will be going down over on the C site with a late rotate from Cleaver because he was baited over towards the A site by Gogs. That's going to come through into Waterfall. Manny is outnumbered and outgunned, gets taken down with a headshot.
All missiles away.
Restacked onto the C side, but there is a rotate. There's a flank coming through. Cleaver just needs to buy time, does manage to find one pick. As Gogs red MCAT, it seems he has, but the dink comes through down to 17 HP. A well-placed missile and Gogs is going to fall. Not quite quick enough, going for the snipe with the Bucky. I can't help but respect it, but it doesn't go through. And he's taken down, it's now 4-0.
Yeah. I mean, what we're seeing as well from the expansion pack is that they're playing in pairs.
Yeah.
And those trades are coming through. Yeah, okay, BMX might get one kill. So what?
Yeah.
Your duo is there to then, you know, get that trade. And it's just working. And even against the pistols, you know that Sheriff is still very strong.
Yeah.
Right? And if you're in the wrong position, you're going to get one-tapped.
Yep.
So being able to, you know, go in those pairs is just a little bit more safer and secure that round. It works so well.
Yeah, and the fact that normally when it's a rifle versus a pistol round, you just see the rifle team just rush in and just go for it. But they still stayed calm and collected. Made it a little bit slower. That doesn't seem to be how they want to play it this time. The flash comes through, trying to take out Clevo, and the pick is found. Henny followed by Soldiers get 2 picks here. Rory tries to go for the push, taken down by Gogs. Not quite the spray transfer you're looking for, but you do manage to get one before you fall, Joe. It is now 4 versus 1 for Manny, and I think the round's only been going for about 20 seconds.
Yeah. It's happened very quick with that B push as well, managing to get the spike down so fast.
Surely you're going to try save here.
You would think so. 800 creds to the name. It's not going to look great for next round. Possibly try and get 1 or 2 picks.
Go away.
And just find Reb.
But that position has been found.
And looking at this map, the hunt is on. Ice Wall's triggered by the clone. Could be the perfect bait. Manny doesn't turn around. Takes the shot onto the clone. Henny, can you find it? You can, with the one tap. 5-0, another rifle round thrown within seconds.
This is where the mentality starts to drop as well.
Yeah.
You know, you've lost 2 of your buy rounds now. Your chances are slowly getting, you know, smaller and smaller. And you just, you know, you're kind of just dragging along a little bit. You know, you need to kind of reset. You might be seeing, you know, timeout soon, possibly, just to try and, you know, get that mentality back. But it's not looking too great. Although they have got a lot of ultimates on the way, 2 already there. And basically all 5 of them within the next, you know, 30 seconds or so.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. The same aggression is happening again. 3 stack towards B. It seems to be the same thing every round. Spam's going through the corner of a wall. Henny takes down Joe. Another found onto Rory, but not before he can get a pick of his own first. 4 versus 3. But it's going to be a 4 versus 1 over on A side. With Drone coming through to try to find that information. MCAT not falling for the clone. Gets the pick through onto Soldier, trying to play in the near side, but not quite managed to find that pick. Stokesy, a little bit too big to fit through that door. Gonna have to open it again, which is gonna give a little bit more time for these rotates to come through. Levo might have an opportunity here if you just wait for your stun.
Spike planted.
Little spam comes back and forth. The Viper's Pit.
I respect it.
I respect it. I'm not sure how useful it is in 3v2, but at this point you may as well just do whatever you can to be in the 6-0 lead. Missiles coming through. Manny gets picked down to half HP. Aftershock. Start coming through. Stokesy, followed by Reb to fall. It's now 2 versus 1 with a kill. With the snake bite. Tap onto the spike. Manny 1 HP due to that decay. Gogs just lands that body shot with a running gun. It's now 6-0. Things got very, very ropey for a second.
See, the Viper's Pit worked out in the end, I would say.
In the end. It was needed. It was needed. I stand corrected.
Yeah, but now they're guaranteed to have, you know, at least a 6-6 half.
Yeah.
They can chill now. They're all right. Although BMX do have 4 ultimates. All 4 of them being, you know, pretty strong, I would say.
Very strong.
You get that Teho ult going through, especially with the Raze ult, maybe with the satchels.
Do you feel like it's worth committing any ults during a pistol round just because you're on 0 points?
Possibly the showstopper.
Oh, yeah?
Try and get 1 kill and get a gun. Maybe try and, you know, pass it along through the team a little bit. Try and get
Very
2 more
true.
kills.
At least at a bare minimum to let you do a bit more damage to
Yeah,
the economy.
exactly. It's the best ult that can try and get you a gun in this situation.
I have to agree with you. The missile's coming through. Followed with a stun. Mound completely spammed by the utility. Shot's going to come through. Manny followed by Clevo. MCAT manages to stay hidden. But looked at the clone and gets taken down by Reb. It's a 5 versus 2. I mean, it's a pistol round.
Yeah.
You know, there's not much you can do. Teho is on half HP. Rory finds the headshot over onto Stokesy. It's all on you to find a little bit of damage for your team. You've picked up a Phantom. There is now opportunity for Rory to at least help set up the next, well, 3 rounds ahead.
Yeah.
But still,
One suppressed.
it's impact nonetheless. Jumpy coming through, down to 11
Spike
HP.
planted.
Now that information is known, Gog's just watching him on the map. Just giving all that information on the radar. Headshot comes through onto Soldier, but Gog's does take you down.
I have a feeling that they might have gone tried to go for a knife kill there, but
Maybe.
1 kill and Gog's panicked a little bit. Like, okay, let's just
Let's
get
just win the
the
round. Let's
over.
win the round.
Especially with that Phantom spray as well. It's so strong. But expansion pack now have. Okay, I'm hoping to see 8 ultimates. That's what I want. All in
8
one go.
ultimates
All
in
of
one
it.
round?
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Yeah.
I'm for it. I don't know if I can speak that fast, but I'm for it.
We can try.
But yeah, I mean, we were talking about how those ults over on the side of BMX was going to make it so that they could kind of turn the tides in their favor a little bit.
Yeah.
But now they're against 4 ults.
Yeah, exactly. And it's that timing. The issue is, again, we mentioned about having the pistol rounds, and it's not really the right timing, but they're not finding the right time to use these ults. And now we've got, you know, we haven't got that many rounds left in terms of getting the ults back again.
Exactly.
So you're going to have to really find the right timing now.
Yeah, I mean, it's taken you 7 rounds to get as many ults as you have now.
Yeah,
There's only 5 more rounds left
exactly.
in the half.
And they've been holding on to them for a good few rounds as well.
For a long time, but it's like we said, they're more mechanic.
Yeah, they rely on it, but sometimes these games need to be played with, you know, the utility. It's there for a reason.
Yeah, definitely. We are just having a slight little tech pause, just an issue with a player's microphone, but, you know,
All good.
a very
It happens.
easy issue
We're
to
at
fix.
LAN.
Very easy issue to fix, and especially when you're playing at such high levels,
Yeah.
you know, you want that communication to
Oh,
be there, and
100%.
there we go. Like we said, easy problem to fix. We're already on it.
Here.
Soldier already committing that ult so early. Trying to find that information. The headshot comes through onto MCAT, shutting down. 2 ults are already lost to BMX, and they're losing that pressure. The headshot goes through onto Gogs. You are stuck in the cupboard. You can't get out. You're taken down by Stokesy. It is now a 4 versus 1. Manny just... You have to go for exits again. Unless you want to be the bravest person on the planet and you want to pop that ult and go against 4 pistols.
Hey, they're all 3 of them lined up. Yeah. Oh,
Oh, not quite.
I am mistaken. The up down.
The up down. It works.
It does. It
works.
really, really does. And on this map as
You
well, there's loads
compromise
of
your
boxes
position
that you can work around and
and
use
quick kill.
for that kind of thing. But again, you don't need them. Clearly.
Exactly.
Also, sorry, Gog is going 11 and 3.
Yeah, I just clocked that. 11 and 3
Yep.
on the controller. It's because of his lurks.
Yeah.
Keeps
100%.
going up into A-ing, managing to find 1 or 2 picks every round. I mean, with a player like Gogs who's
Again,
played in so many
yeah,
teams.
but he's using this wall so well.
Yeah.
And he can easily get 1 or 2 by himself, and then, you know, go back to C.
Exactly.
The rest of the team.
And the thing is, with this wall, you could even just not play A, and it's conditioned so much that they're going to have to clear it. They have no choice to. But whilst you're still winning those gunfights, you may as well stay there and be able to get that numbers advantage easily for your side.
100%. That Omen smoke just kind of putting him off a little bit. Stokesy there as well with him now. Using those, double controller. The duo together.
Coming through, but this is what we're talking about, that game knowledge, not really understanding how the showstopper's meant to be used. Going for that long range shot.
Scatter.
Okay, using the Omen ult to get right into sight. Spam's coming through the corner of the wall. Both Manny and Stokesy such low HP, but Manny will fall. That's for Vice utility down. Exactly what Stokesy was going for. So Spam's coming through. Mateo ult, followed by 2 kills. MCAT with a spray transfer.
Last player standing.
Rory will unfortunately fall. He's going to be leaving it into an unfortunate 3 versus 1 for Joe. You need to get around on the board.
Bomb buddy out. Satchel out.
Baboon bot through. Takes that aggression to backside, but gets taken out with a headshot.
Good job.
This is what we're talking about. The utility's not really there from the side of BMX. The aim is, but the utility's just not really there.
That round was certainly the round for whiffs from both sides.
From both sides.
It was
for that
very.
round. Yeah, okay.
It just all happened within one round, and I hope they got it out of the system now, and they're back. A lot of ults have been used though from expansion pack, and again, BMX are still clinging on to them.
Holding on to 3 ults.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just again. We saw 1 or 2 come out, but they're not being used in the right way.
I'll return.
Down to a pistol round again. We are seeing BMX playing with these sheriffs too often. Damage has been put down onto Gogs on the A side though. Manny goes for the peak, but doesn't quite find it. Reb followed by Soldier. That's 2 to fall already. You have those ults, but there's no point committing them in a 3 versus 5.
All missiles away.
Send out the salvo missiles. Try to slow down a push however you can, but paranoia is going to come through and push you straight off the site. The one rifle that your team has.
Drone is down. Night munition.
Drone will be spotted and will be destroyed before any pings can be found. MCAT with a pick over onto Henny, but the flash does come through. Soldier looking to try and find some picks here. So spams through this wall. Reb with 1, followed by another. Rory falls. It's a 4 versus 1. You don't even know you're being flanked by Gogs, who's going to knife you for the BM. It's 10-0.
That's
Do
not nice.
Tell me we're going to see a 12-0 half.
Hey.
That would be heartbreaking.
We've seen comebacks like that before.
That's true.
Yeah, we never know.
Literally the last game
12
played.
is all they get.
Last game played was a 10-2 first half
True.
and ended 13-10.
Yeah.
So, it's already
You can
happened.
always
at this
respect it,
epic.
even if they don't come back to win. The climb and going back,
Even just show most signs of life.
yeah, exactly. We are on the 10 rounds mark, the double digits now. Not looking too great.
It's not looking great for BMX, but now you have those rifles and you still have these ultimates to play with. Finding the right opportunity. Just the aggression from expansion pack here, just taking so much space over into A site, but they've actually been read this time by BMX with a fast rotate coming through. Flashes into every corner of sight, the util spam, but it's not going to find anyone. Matejo all coming through the Armageddon. It's not going to find any tags, no damaged out, no one displaced. For the sprays coming through, Soldier finds 1, can he find a second? Takes down Rory. Headshots coming through. Down to pistols only. Gives a chance for BMX to get the first round on the board, but Henny with a headshot with a classic, followed by Gogs with the Sheriff. MK falls, and the salvo missile to take out the last. We don't even need primaries, we don't even need guns.
So much utility being
Last
used.
round before
Unbelievable.
the switch.
One thing I have noticed is that BMX don't like to hold site very much. And I think Expansion Pack have clocked on to that very, very quickly. And they rush on, take that space, and they will not give it back.
Yeah.
They're, BMX are finding it so hard to retake those sites, but they're not willing to hold it in the first place.
Yeah.
And I think at that point they're kind of really struggling to find out what to do, because they're not comfortable taking these sites.
No. I feel like they're trying to avoid the util
Yeah.
because they're not really used to it. So going off a site lets you avoid the util,
Yep.
but then you have to use yours so effectively to get back on site, and then it kind of makes you shoot yourself on the foot a little bit. And Stokesy taking down Joe already, but followed up by MCAT with the trade through the box. Gate Crash wasn't actually destroyed, so it's still lurking there in CT. Fawn's down on main. Decoy destroyed before it could trigger that wall. Soldier just dancing in main, waiting to jump, bait out the wall. Shots coming through. Clevo takes down Gogs. The numbers are in your favor, but Armageddon coming through. You get the headshot over onto Soldier, but you get sprayed down by Reb because you're trying to run away from that Armageddon. Such a strong ultimate. Salvo missiles coming through, try and cut off any push. Reb with a headshot. That goes down. The smoke's coming through. 2 versus 1. It's going to be 11-1.
They
It's
are
not a 12-0 half.
the board.
On the board. It's BMX's time. An aggressive comp as well.
Yeah, they took that space. They started pairing up a little bit, taking those trades. Immediately, they got taken down first off, and they brought it straight back to that 4-all. And it slowed down a little bit, the lurks were coming through, and it worked really, really well. They're starting to understand how this util is being played from the side of expansion pack. And, okay, maybe it's a little bit late, but we've seen it happen. They're starting to, hopefully, it can take it back. Especially these pistol rounds. Anyone's game.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like a big issue that BMX are having is CS doesn't have any free site maps.
Yes.
They have no experience outside of Val on free site maps, and that, to me, feels like that's why they're struggling.
Right there.
If they kept stacking free onto one site, not realizing how thin that actually spreads your team when you're on those free site maps. So I feel like
All missiles away.
there's a chance they might not really utilize the fact they have free spaces to go to.
Yeah, 100%.
But full aggression onto A May might be the way to go. 2 picks for Joe already. Pushing Henny back through Breakable. Joe going to satchel across with a 1 HP. Spike in hand. Very unusual to see the duelist sent in with Spike so quick. Using a drone to clear out backside.
Spike planted.
This is a lot of space taken for BMX. The aggression which we're seeing on defense might be exactly what they need on these attacking rounds. Clevo just waiting in the smoke, but turns around at the wrong time. Henny gets 2 picks there though, gets Clevo and Joe, but gets taken out by MCAT. Shortly traded out by Gogs. And that's going to be 12-1.
Yeah. I mean, the issue is you're giving expansion pack the chance to retake. It's just like they're attacking. And they've done pretty good on attack, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's really hard. And the collat as well, Joe getting taken down to low HP after getting those first 2 kills. Unfortunately, getting taken out at the same time. It's just unfortunate because we can see what BMX are trying to do, and you can see the potential, and the mechanics again really good. It's just the positioning and the timing, just it's not matched.
No, definitely not. I mean, having to force up. It's the last round.
Yeah.
You have to find something here. He's going to cut you off completely. Joe tries to push through the decay, and the vulnerable gets taken out pretty quickly. Gogs down on 27 HP, only a stinger in hand though. And everything shuts down completely. The full rotate, the Storm going through Mound, but the headshot was flashed over onto Rory, followed by Clevo. Gogs. Clevo again, it's 3 versus 2. BMX have to win this round, they have no choice other than to.
Spike.
Spike reacquired, but when you have 21 HP, it's not looking great, but the missiles aren't back online. You could play more passively and go for your utility. It's a really, really tricky situation to be in.
All missiles away.
Stun gonna come through, does catch all 3 players. Followed by the flash, and the spam comes through. Clevo manages to find one, but gets taken down, and it is going to be a 13-1
Hey,
win.
they got around.
They did get around. It wasn't
Respect
looking
it.
hopeful, but they did.
They did.
And they did it on their, on their weaker half.
Yeah,
Defenders
So-
win.
You have to respect it. If they managed to start an attack, I feel like that would have gone very differently.
Yeah, definitely. Not to mention, expansion pack have quite a lot of players who play on a team together. They're used to this kind of. You mentioned about communication as well, and the mic issue. It's so important.
Oh yeah.
So important. You have to be kind of making these comms, and sometimes you don't even have to. Like they know each other so well that they know how they play.
Yeah,
And you
exactly.
can see the teamwork happening, and it's great to see.
Yeah, and with Gogs having IG out so
Yeah.
many teams in Epic specifically, not only does he know the environment, but he's also, taken so many teams to. But while taken down with the classic Soldier, following up with a Spec Spike, Manny 1 HP due to that decay. Completely spammed by the
quite a lot of
utility.
nice
Shots going to come
Yeah.
in this match, to be fair. From both sides. Like we
Exactly.
said.
That's what we're saying. Like there was still some good plays from BMX.
We talked about it so much at the start about how BMX were going to be way more mechanically tuned than they were game knowledge-wise, and you could see that.
Yeah.
When there was fights where there was no utility involved, BMX were winning them.
Yeah.
The second any utility got involved,
Exactly.
was then when they started to panic.
And it's such a util-heavy team.
Yeah. And map as well.
Yeah,
You cannot
yeah.
win Lotus without good util usage.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You got 2 controllers. You got Taeho. You got Breach.
Yep.
It's not great. It's not what you want to be up against.
it's great news for me, though, because I now know that BMX are probably going to ban Lotus
That is true.
in future games.
No more Lotus.
So
Hopefully. Cross our
Yeah.
fingers.
we will see some other maps coming through. But, I mean, it's a pretty good first match to see. I mean, for us, I know not the first match of the day,
Yeah.
but our first match to be able to see such a stomp, it just kind of shows you who to keep an eye on during
100%.
our series. But we are going to be going over to a short little 5-minute break, so stick around and we'll be right back with you.